calories and 4 grams of fat. And does anybody want to guess about how much a cup of potato salad normally has? Anyone?
You want to guess? 600.
Well, you are going to save on this recipe exact same serving size, 238 calories, and gulp 29 grams of fat. It's really kind of frightening when you really consider it. And again, I'm not all about eating like a tiny little bit. You know, everyone's like moderation. Yeah, moderation is great. You certainly don't want to eat whole buckets of things, but you also don't want to eat 2 bites because what's the point? You just want more, right? Okay. We ready for the potato salad? Oh, here it is. Ooh, right in front of me. Okay. All right, so potato salad. Now, one of the keys to this is making sure your potatoes are nice and tender. We're going to mash them a little bit once we get to the dressing stage, because then it makes them nice and creamy without adding tons of mayonnaise or fat or anything like that. Okay. I'm going to mix up this dressing. Now, I learned in culinary school that to make mayonnaise, you want to have, basically you start with an egg yolk and a little bit of Dijon mustard in traditional mayonnaise. So even though mayonnaise doesn't taste like mustard, there's mustard in it. So we're going to start this with a little bit of mustard. And then most mayonnaise has a ton of olive oil. So I'm just going to put a touch in there for the flavor. Now, when I buy my olive oil, I always use an extra virgin olive oil because it has a nice, strong flavor to it. Does anybody know the difference between extra virgin and extra light olive oil?
Oh, I just read
Anyone?
that.
So a lot of times people will write to me and say, oh my God, I made your recipe and I used extra light olive oil. How many grams of fat did I save? Oh, none. You only saved, well actually you lost flavor. Extra virgin olive oil has only been pressed once. So it's really pure and you get a really pure flavor. Extra light means that it's been processed. So it still has as many fat and calories, but no flavor. So it's good if you're trying to make, like a pie or something pie crust, and you don't want to taste olive oil, but when you're making a savory dish that you want that oily taste, or like the French fries that I was talking about, you definitely want to go extra virgin. Okay. And then I'm going to add, I don't even know what that is. Oh, salt and pepper. Then I'm going to add some yogurt. Now, this is plain yogurt. You want to use a thick one. Just mix that in. And you're going to get what is going to look like a mayonnaise in the end here. And it's going to have a similar taste in the end too by the time you use herbs. Now, herbs are such a great thing because as most people know, they have virtually no calories and obviously no fat. And they're actually good for you. Partially helps with fixed stomachs, there's all sorts of benefits. So the key here is to chop your herbs really finely because if you don't, you're kind of going to be feeling like you're eating meat. Otherwise, it's amazing. So I'm going to put green onions, plenty of those in here. And you can do this, you can make this base of your dressing if you like, like relish in your potato salad, you can make the base of this dressing with that. Pretty much whatever flavors you like, you can add them to this yogurt base instead of the herbs. Just make sure there's flavor because I'm all about the flavor. My whole thing is I pull out the flavors that we don't care about. Like for instance in the Big Mac, I told you often they put butter or lard on the bun and you're not even tasting that. So why consume those calories? Like all those calories, you can seriously eat like 4 of the brownies that I'm going to show you next. And you're not even tasting them, so eat the brownies. Okay, then I'm going to put some fresh chopped parsley. There we go. And some dill. Now, I've done this with tarragon, I've done it with a lot of herbs. Again, be creative, make what you like. And then I'm just going to season it with a touch of salt and pepper. Potatoes, obviously, you need salt here. You don't want to skimp on that. So, otherwise, it's just not, I don't know, potatoes are one of those things. You always hear don't eat too much salt, which is true, but not when it comes to potato salad. You need salt. And French fries. Does anybody know that potatoes actually have more potassium than a banana? Did you know that? A 5-ounce potato, more potassium than a medium banana. I just recently found that out and I was fascinated, as a lot of you women are short of potassium, or deficient. Okay, so now you have this great creamy dressing, and then you just put it on your potato salad.
Devin, how about a sweet potato?
A sweet potato, meaning
Like potato salad, if you're not real fond of white potatoes.
you know, I actually prefer white potatoes to potato salad. I love sweet potatoes for other things, but you know, potatoes really have gotten a bad rap. Everyone's like, oh, no, eat potatoes and pasta. Potatoes are so different than pasta. Potatoes are actually a vegetable, whereas pasta is white flour that's been processed and processed. So there's really nothing wrong, especially because potatoes have an enormous amount of vitamin C. They have fiber in them, especially if you're eating the skins. And so basically, I would normally use something a little bit stronger that could match this a little bit, but as you can see, it's nice and creamy. It's going to be the furthest thing in the world from dry, and absolutely delicious. And, you know, a lot of people always ask me, like, I serve all these recipes to friends. These are party recipes as far as I'm concerned. Like, you can do this for your summer barbecue, and your friends aren't going to be like, oh, I went to the low fat house. They're going to be like, oh my god, this looks so good. And then you're going to go, it's low fat, low cholesterol, low saturated fat, and all those things that your doctor has been telling you to do that you've been resisting. Which I resisted for years. Okay, now, brownies, my favorite part.